Imagine you were the new Prime Minister or a city councillor, the chief executive of a big firm or running a small pioneering enterprise. What would you do to make a better Aotearoa in New Zealand? How would you lead organizations with good ethics for all of us? Despite our great ethical reputation in the world, New Zealand is not immune to global problems. Join me for this short taster lecture on ethical leadership. My name is Karin Lasthuzien. I'm a professor in management and I hold the Brian Peaker Chair in Ethical Leadership, Aritai, at Te Rangawaka, Victoria University of Wellington. The decisions we make today will have lasting effects on the future. Our economic, social, cultural and political systems to navigate the complexity we find ourselves in often fail to align with the world around us. They can create incentives and motivations that harm and further degrade the environment and fabric of our society. But they have become so embedded that we often forget to ask ourselves, is this system the right one? And does it still benefit us in the day and age and for the generations to come? But ethical leadership is needed more than ever to actually put plans into action. Ethical leadership is about the values, beliefs and actions of individuals. What kind of ethical leader do you want to be? And how can you become one? When reflecting on your own leadership style in terms of ethics, you might think of it as 4 puzzle pieces that need to be aligned in order to fit together. 1. The moral person. This is the who dimension of ethical leadership. Ethical leaders act upon their moral values and principles that are reflected both in their behavior and in their decision making, and in both ordinary and challenging situations. For example, we all know situations of bullying, whether at school, in sports, on social media or at work. A saying is, treat others how you want to be treated. Would you help someone who's being bullied? Or stand up against those who bully? And do you apologize when you were in the wrong? We don't leave our values at the door when we start working in an organization or when we step into a leadership role. So, what are your moral values and how do they come across in what you do? 2. Purpose to achieve ethical outcomes and serve the common good. This is the why dimension of ethical leadership. Think about your ethical motivations and aspirations to take responsibility for the impact your actions have on other people, communities and the wider environment. Ethical leaders formulate a vision and strategy about how they can translate the Sustainable Development Goals to their organizations. They look for best practices to create safe and ethical workplaces. For example, how to deal with bullying in the workplace. They think about ways of how the organization can become more ethical and sustainable business. For example, through recycling or using cruelty-free products. And how they can stop modern slavery in their supply chain in New Zealand and beyond. So, what do you want to achieve for the better, and can you translate your intentions into clear, concrete goals that you can put in action from today? 3. The moral leader. This is the how dimension of ethical leadership. It's about ethical leadership in the everyday operations of the organization and how you, as a leader, can motivate others to make ethical decisions and act with integrity. Ethical leaders walk the talk and talk the walk. Important practices are being a role model, communication about ethics, and reinforcement of ethical conduct through discipline and reward. Ethical leadership skills must be learned and practiced. Good leaders aren't born in that way. Think about your heroes and role models who inspire you to follow in their footsteps and why. 4. The mutual relationship between leaders and those they lead, such as their employees, citizens or clients. Leadership takes place within relationships, and therefore having a genuine and meaningful relation with others built on mutual respect, trust, support and care. It is the foundation for ethical leadership. Ethical leadership is very much about being human to human. Can you put yourself in the other person's shoes to understand what drives them to do the right thing and what it takes for them to put that into action? Ethical leaders lead with humility and understand that there are other ways to seeing the world than their own. They are culturally intelligent and want to make decisions based on consensus, where those who disagree are still willing to accept the decision because they are feeling heard. There is so much to learn about how you can successfully take ethics into action. Study for a Bachelor of Commerce at Te Rangawaka, Victoria University of Wellington.